Hey guys, thought I'd show what I generally do on the last stone of my progression. The big thing that helps me get a sharp edge is cleanly and as evenly removing the burr, or minimizing as much as I can with stones before I move to any sort of stropping compound. Now, obviously, you guys don't have to use a little strop, but I do prefer it because it does refine the edge enough for me where it performs well. But with good lighting, I have an overhead light here. It's cheap from like Amazon. It's like a ring light, but it helps me see a glint on this side right now. I don't know if you guys, I'll check on the video if it shows up, but there's a glint at the very edge, and that is the actual burr. The burr meaning as you're sharpening the edges, as they meet, you're having some excess steel overlapping as you're doing each side. So it's like a little flap of steel that you want to cleanly take off. If you were to roughly take it off, you're going to have a very jagged edge, which won't cut as clean as a very clean exposed apex, you know, if it was smoothly taken off. So the last progressions I do with my last stone, depending on the steel, is I will, if you guys see the glint, I'll do a light into the edge stroke from heel to tip. And if you notice that glint, like I said, I'll check the video, should have kind of disappeared. And I'll keep doing this. What's that gonna do? What that's gonna do is just make it smaller, weaken the burr where it's a lot easier to take off. Kind of like, you know, if you have a metal tab like on a can, and you're slowly, you know, moving it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it snaps off, instead of just ripping it off like on a soda can, if that makes sense. So that glint was on this side, and now when I did mine to the edge strokes, it should have disappeared, and it flips over to the other side. So I'm just gonna do that for a while. Just glint is not as apparent there, and it's gonna get smaller and smaller until you're satisfied with how small it is. And it's the same concept when you're freehanding. Is on your last stone, you're doing minimizing strokes by pushing the stone, or pushing the steel into the stone itself. So I'm just doing this for a handful of times, and like I said, that's gonna help expose, hypothetically in my mind, the cleanest edge, you know, because you want to reveal that clean apex to have a great cutting surface on there, and then you can use your strops if you need to. But that's just my thoughts. I've made a video about it before, but maybe it'll help some of you guys when you guys are struggling to really get it sharp and when you're finishing up a blade.